If we keep ourselves trapped into that hard-working, busy mode, we will find it much harder to actually achieve purposeful goals in the future for our careers. Hi, I'm Renata Bernardi, and this is the Job Hunting Podcast, where I interview experts and professionals and discuss issues that are important for job hunters and those who are working to advance their careers. So make sure that you subscribe and follow, and let's dive right in. Hello, welcome to another episode of the Job Hunting Podcast. Today we're going to talk about hard work. It's never been easier to work harder and longer from anywhere at any time. Before the pandemic, this was already happening, of course. But now, with the flexibility for executives and professionals to work from home, it's very hard to keep our minds away from the work. It's almost like it's following us to the bathroom, to the kitchen, when we're driving. That urge to take a call at any time, check your phone, answer a message on your phone. There's Slack, there's WhatsApp, there's your inbox, there's Teams, there's Zoom, there's Skype. There's all of these apps appearing and popping up with little messages to keep you busy all the time. It's really strange because it makes it so hard to focus, but on the other time, it's so hard to lose focus from work. You're always interrupted for those really hard to do tasks that you have to do that are high priority, but then the urgent things or the common interruptions keep coming up all the time. Working harder and longer seems to be the norm. In order to cope with that, I find that myself and many of my clients have been drinking too much coffee and using caffeine to boost their energy levels and their performance throughout a very long day. I have always sort of worried about drinking too much after work. I remember coming back from a very busy day at the office and feeling like I needed a glass of wine. Thankfully, I don't feel like that anymore, but I know that many people can relate to what I'm saying. The rat race that we're in is a real trap. We lose focus of our dreams and values because we're so busy keeping up with the day-to-day. It's too easy to stay locked into that hard work mode. And in fact, the hard work is praised, it's reinforced. It's how we introduce ourselves to others. When people ask us, how are you doing? We often say, busy, but fine. Saying that we're busy is a badge of pride. It's something we're proud of. Sometimes we say it without even thinking. It's just default. It's just the way that we are. We're always busy. We're always working very hard. It's how we start conversations. It's how we add value to the world. It's through hard work and being busy. But is it a solution to all business problems? And is it a solution to your career problems? I have my doubts. In fact, I don't think it is. The thing is, everybody is busy and everybody is working hard. I mean, you know that that's how your colleagues and your network introduce yourselves to one another. How would you introduce yourself if you're not working hard? Hey, would you say, if somebody asks, how are you doing? Would you say, just taking it easy? As a corporate professional, it would be kind of a weird thing to say, wouldn't it? People might think that you're slacking. People might think that you're not ambitious, that you're not interested in work. And it's not true. But there needs to be a shift on how we talk about ourselves and present ourselves and also think about our day-to-day in order for us to make interesting leaps and bounds and springboard ourselves into another opportunity, into another phase of our careers. If we keep ourselves trapped into that hard-working, busy mode, we will find it much harder to actually achieve purposeful goals in the future for our careers. And I'm here talking to you, assuming that you're ambitious for your career, that you want to have control over the outcomes of your career. You might be looking for a job. You might be looking to get out of a work situation where either you're not happy anymore or it's not serving your strengths anymore. You grew out of it. There's a lot of that, like sometimes you grow out of an organization or a job that you're doing. But because it keeps you so busy all the time, when will you ever find the time to focus on yourself? I get that a lot with clients. Sometimes people will reach out to me on LinkedIn and say, oh, such and such told me I should talk to you and book a time to talk to you about private coaching. And I say, of course, ring me, book a time. I'm here for you. And then a week, 2 weeks will go by and I will just send them a message and say, hey, are you okay? Is there anything I can do to help? And the reply 100% of the time is, oh, it's just so busy. I'm just so busy and I have no time to focus on myself. And I feel like if only 2 weeks go by, that's fine. But what if a year goes by and you haven't focused on yourself? What if 2 years or a decade goes by and you're not focusing on yourself? And sometimes people book the coaching with the best intentions of focusing on themselves and they just cannot carve out the time. I think I've mentioned in a previous episode when I explained to a client that it was not just about investing in the coaching itself. It's about finding the time to actually activate what you're going to learn with me. For every action, there is a reaction. If you're going to incorporate coaching in your life, then you need to actually find the time for it. Unfortunately, it's not like you're acquiring Aladdin and not Aladdin. It's not like you're acquiring the lamp and that you're going to rub it and then all your dreams will come true. What you are getting is a support system so that you can do the work, but you know you're doing the most efficient way possible, that you're going in the right direction when you're activating strategies to move out of your job or change your career. But how can you get out of this hard work, busy, all the time situation? I'm going to give you 5 ideas of how you can start moving towards a different mindset and get yourself in a position where you enjoy your day-to-day life much more. You have more freedom and more time for yourself and enjoy the work and the life that you have without being busy and without the hard working mentality all the time. The first thing that I'm going to recommend that you do is it requires a change of mindset. And a change of mindset means that you have to relearn and rewire your brain, reminding yourself that you don't need to praise hard work all the time, not in your life and not in other lives, or other people's lives is really important. So do Post-it notes, a vision board, write it in your notebook, wake up in the morning and have something that reminds you that you have to have that mentality in order to get out of your rat race that you are in the moment. So changing your mindset is really important. The second thing that I'm going to recommend is carve out the time to reset. You need to carve out time from the day-to-day grind, from the rat race of everyday life to build this momentum. You may need a few days away from work. You may need a few days away from home even to implement the next suggestions that I'm going to give you now. I even have a program called Reset Your Career, and that program exists for a reason. It allows you to maybe start that reset process where you listen to me for about 4 hours of workshop, and in those 4 hours it will give you ideas of what you need to do, a framework to follow, some important suggestions if you're resetting for career advancement or career change or job search. That program is designed for this specific reason. And then the third thing is to create systems and processes that help you do the work you are already doing, right? And I'm a big fan of setting systems and processes and having a roadmap, even if it requires a continuous review, the continuous improvement mentality to set up whatever plan that you have thought of and then apply it, and then a week or 2 weeks, a month goes by, and then you look back and you reflect on how successful it has been, and then you improve it. So again, if you're job searching, I hope you already have my free resource, which is the optimized job search schedule. And I designed that schedule because I know that when you're job searching, we don't really know where to start. That's the biggest question and, statement that most people provide me when they answer questionnaires that I have available is like, I don't know where to start. I'm a bit overwhelmed, So the schedules help you. And if you're working and you're not looking for a job search, then finding systems and processes that will help you do the work is really important. It could be that you need to make better use of Outlook and spend a couple of days setting up Outlook to really make the most out of it. Same with things like spreadsheets, and set up the right environments online for you to manage your teams, lead people in projects in a way that's very efficient with either Trello or other project management tools, Microsoft systems, whatever it is that works for you. It could be a Dropbox, it could be, G Drive, but setting those things up require a bit of time and a bit of research. So spend that time working on what you think will be bringing forward the work so that it will make your day-to-day work easier. Another system that I have created is the Job Hunting Made Simple. It's a system, it's a roadmap, and it has 7 modules for a reason. I've been researching this for over a decade now, so I'm very confident that the systems that I've created for people that are job hunting, I know they work because they've been tested, they've been proven. And you might need to create systems that are tested and proven for you as well. The 4th thing that I'm going to suggest you do is to be very good at delegating. I was talking about this to a client of mine the other day, and it's so important to bring the best in others. We, from an early age, learned how to bring the best in us, in ourselves, do good at school, do good at university. When we first start our jobs, we're reporting into people, but we don't have direct reports. So we bring the best of us to work. And then as we get more senior in our careers, we might have direct reports. And learning how to delegate to these direct reports is really important because it eases off on your work. Your work becomes more strategic, more high level. And also your work becomes about managing them. If you have a family like I have a family, it's important to delegate work at home as well, or even get help from friends, get help from neighbors, get help from colleagues. Making sure that you are not taking up too much. There's not too much on your plate. I was talking to my son's fiance, and we were discussing how good my son's cooking is. He's a good cook. And he's a good cook because at times I did not cook. And he just had to learn how to cook, frankly. And we had systems in place at home where, on odd days, one son would do things, and on even days, the other son would do things. And that worked really well for a long time. And they knew that if it was an odd day, it was their day to put out the garbage and do the cooking and, whatever responsibilities I had or delegations I had for my kids. If it was an odd day, it would be for one kid. And if it was an even day, it would be for the other one. And they just knew that they had to follow the leader. So learning to lead at home and at work will be very helpful to get you away from that busyness and that hard-working mode. And finally, the 5th idea that I'm going to share with you is to get better at letting go. It's so important to let go sometimes and just have a good, easy break. And it can be a break from job searching. It can be a break from work. It can be a break from family. It can be a break from doing your chores or feeling like you have to eat healthy every day, or you have to go to the gym, or you have to sleep early. Just have a break from your own rules, whatever they are. And I know that I am filled with rules. I have all these rules. I eat very healthily. I like to sleep at a certain time, and I like to have a routine in my life. But sometimes just breaking all of those routines re-energizes me. It's okay to eat takeaway every now and then. It's okay to let a week go without doing your laundry. The world's not going to end, and you might be better off for it. Take a little vacation from your own set of rules. I hope that you enjoy implementing some or all of the suggestions that I have for you above. If you have any questions or you want to learn more about some of the things I discussed here, like the Optimized Job Search Schedule, the Reset Your Career program, or the Job Hunting Made Simple program, there will be links in the show notes for you. And take a break. After listening to this episode, take a break. See you next time. Bye.